All right. Hey YouTube, I'm Lucky, and I have a very exciting topic to talk about today. The Hothead rocket launcher from D1 is coming to D2. It's going to be a Nightfall specific weapon in Season 15, and it's actually quite interesting because Bungie gave us a little hint, not too much, but just a little hint at what they're going to be doing with this weapon in last week's TWAB when they said the additions this season have the spicy perk combinations typical of Nightfall loot, including a couple of perks not seen on these archetypes in the past. Now, let me know in the comments below what type of perks do you think could possibly be on these rocket launchers that haven't been in the past, or maybe this is just saying that, you know, it's going to have some perks, some D2 perks that you didn't see on in the D1 version of this rocket. Either way, I don't know exactly what's going to be on this rocket, but given that they are purposefully trying to give it some unique perk combinations, it seems like this weapon is going to be a really interesting weapon to chase for. Obviously, they want us to grind, you know, the Nightfalls. They want us to get a God roll regularly, and then when the Grandmasters come out, they want you to get the Adept God roll, give you something to chase for, and you can get, you know, 2 different rolls of this weapon, obviously. And right now in the game currently, we have so many rocket launchers that have the exact same quote-unquote God roll that you're looking for, that this weapon absolutely needs to have some new perk combinations, or even better, it could have some, like, God tier perk combinations. I'll even pull up my screen right here so you can see what I'm talking about. So in terms of, like, meta rocket launchers right now, we have your typical, you know, Haze and Vengeance. You got your auto-loading Vorpal. This is probably like your classic rocket launcher that pretty much everyone wants to use in almost every activity. You shoot at the boss with it, you swap to your, you know, whatever other weapon you're using, and this thing auto-loads itself like a second later, right? So this is your typical rocket launcher you're looking for. You can find this on a variety of other rockets, though. You can find it on the Sleepless. We got auto-loading Vorpal. You can even get it on the Time Lost. You can also get it on, like, the Code Duello. And you can see there's other, you know, combinations that are also really good other than auto-loading Vorpal. You can get Overflow Vorpal, like this Time Lost one. You can get auto-loading Lasting Impression, also a really great combination. Overflow Lasting Impression. And then you also can get a different rocket entirely, which is the Royal Entry. They can get Clown Cartridge on this, which actually puts 2 in the magazine, which is kind of comparable to the Overflow roll, but a little bit different, right? Slightly different in how Clown Cartridge works. You just reload and you get that too, versus Overflow, you kind of have to, it's a little bit situational. You have to have that ammo on the ground. So what I'm thinking they might end up doing with the Hothead, and this is purely speculation, what I'm thinking they might end up doing with the Hothead, since we have so many auto-loading Vorpal, auto-loading Lasting Impression rockets, and not to mention all the rockets I don't have up here, like, they just don't have those good rolls, like the Sub-Zero Salvo, the Huzgao, the Heretic, the Shining Sphere, the Apex Predator, and the Bad Omens are all, you know, they're all rocket launchers that just don't have very good perks on them. And since these rockets do have the good perks on them, we end up using these. What this rocket could have, if they wanted it to be really good, imagine if it had Clown Cartridge and a damage boosting perk, which is something we don't have right now. If the Hothead had Clown Cartridge and Lasting Impression, or if it had Clown Cartridge and Vorpal, Clown Cartridge in Cluster Bombs even, this thing would be amazing. Like, this thing would outclass all of these rockets right here. Now, obviously, the exotic rockets can do quite a bit more damage. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about the Deathbringer and stuff like that. But in terms of, you know, comparable, you know, legendary rockets, if this thing did have Clown Cartridge and Vorpal, or Clown Cartridge and any damage boosting perk, it would be actually insane. The Hothead rocket would just be unbelievable, and everyone would be chasing for it in Season 15. Everyone would want the regular version of it, and you'd also want the Adept version, because the putting Adept big ones on your power weapon is extremely advantageous. It'll do extra damage to majors, bosses, vehicles, champions, everything, which is really good in endgame content, especially when you get your gear locked. The Adept or Time Lost versions are always so nice. So that would actually be, if they made that the Hothead rocket, that would actually be very much worth chasing, way stronger than any rocket we currently have in the game. They could also add some other crazy perks that could make it even better than that. Like I said, they said including a couple of perks not seen on these archetypes in the past. I mean, imagine a slide shot rocket launcher. Now that would be actually nuts. Let me know in the comment section below what sort of perks do you think Bungie might end up putting on this Hothead rocket launcher overall. I'm really excited to see what's going to come out from it. It sounds like Bungie is trying to entice us with some, you know, really interesting loot right now. We have so many rockets that just do the same stuff. So getting a new rocket that does something that we've never seen rockets do in the past is actually quite exciting for me. So I wanted to make this video to cover that and talk a little bit about the topic before we head into Season 15. If you want to stay up to date on all the news in Destiny 2, though, as always, make sure you're subscribed with notifications on. Smash the like button. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Later.